Hi guys, welcome back to the UK and Ireland tour. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today, as promised, we have our cup semi-final against Aberdeen, and we follow it up with a game in the Champions League against Inter Milan. Since you were last with us, form has improved. We've looked very, very good recently. Obviously, in the previous episode, we won 2-0 against Hearts and a 4-2 win in the Cup away at Dundee. Since then, we have remained on a little bit of an unbeaten run. A 0-0 draw away against Wraith Rovers was a bit of a frustrating one in a game that we dominated. 5-0 win away against Livingston, 1-0 win in the Champions League against Monaco, which was a fantastic result, 2-0 at home against St Johnstone, and we've finally beaten Celtic, a 3-1 win away at Celtic, thanks to a brace from Graf and a goal from Matano as well. Incidentally, for the Viaplay Cup semi-finals, St Johnstone are playing Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock won thanks to a 93rd minute winner against Celtic and made their way into the semi-final. This is the cup that we won last season, so we have a very good opportunity to potentially retain this trophy. Aberdeen have been a thorn in our backs for quite some time. We really do struggle to get past them. Hopefully, we can find a way to do so today. And it's not going to be easy. We know that, but fingers crossed we can get the job done. Sellerman wants to go out on loan, so that is something we are going to explore ready for the January transfer window. I've just signed a new 4-year contract at the club as well, and we are having to rotate a little bit today, despite fitness, to be fair, being pretty good for the majority of the side. We are having to rotate a few just because of that Champions League game that is coming up as well. So going into this game, obviously, it's a must-win game. There's no doubt about it. We have to go out there and try and get through to the final. Um, Squad is looking reasonably strong. Phillips, Ron, Stankovic and Welsh at the back with Levitt and Morrison in front of them. Montano, Vargas and Labe in midfield with Gunn in behind Santa Maria. Santa Maria still struggling for his consistency. It's been a really big effort from him, but he's still, I mean, he had a bit of a goal drought and he managed to get a goal, but he's still really struggling to get any form of consistency, which is a miss. It's a massive shame. He's a player that I certainly want to make use of, but at the moment, his confidence is not doing particularly well. Graf on the bench, likewise Vasquez, despite just being a little bit short on match fitness today. And obviously, with the big game coming up against Inter Milan in the Champions League, I'm not expecting too much from our side against them. But we need the best team possible for that game as well. So we've got to play it a little bit carefully today, but at the same time, we need to try and get out there and get a result. Aberdeen, like I say, they've got a very good record against us, and it's just going to be one of those things. Here is Montano coming down the left hand side, cuts in, lofts it over the top. Santa Maria did well to win the header, tried to find Montano again. Drame with a poor clearance. Montano now into Levitt, coming down the left hand side. Now Montano flicks it in, and Brad Gunn is there, and the header was good, but he's put it just off target, and it should have been at the very least on target, and probably should have been 1-0. But a very good start. Possession wise, we're looking quite good here in the opening 20 minutes or so. Aberdeen yet to create a goal scoring opportunity, and we are looking strong. Celtic have taken the lead in their Premier League game against Livingston as well, I just noticed. Here is Labe. Swings it in toward that far post. Stankovic and Rodden were both there, and I'm not too sure which one of them nodded it down, but it fell beautifully for Dylan Levitt, who smashed it in on the volley, and we take the lead here in this semi-final. And obviously, we've got a very good track record in this series so far of winning trophies. I'm hoping we can at least bring one trophy back to the club again this season, and this is going to be our biggest opportunity at the early part of the campaign. Of course, we have to get the job done today. Bavic, Vidovic just smashes it forward, and Phillips just very comfortably dealing with that. And now Stankovic into Levitt. Plays it to the centre for Gunn, and now Welsh. Opportunity to play it down the right hand side if he can find Labe. Labe's made a good run there, but Welsh didn't find the pass, and Morrison back to Stankovic. A little bit of space in the midfield there. Levitt does find the space for Vargas. There's an opportunity knocking here, maybe. Can he get around there? No, he can't, but it's fallen here for Morrison. And now Labe into Santa Maria. That's a shocking effort. And again, his confidence is really shot at the minute. We've got to keep giving him game time because he's not going to get the opportunities otherwise, is he? Um, but he's really, really suffering at the moment. We'll tell lads not to get complacent. It's been a good performance so far, but Aberdeen have got quality. And like I say, they've got a good record against us, but we are completely dominant here. They've had one attempt on target, Aberdeen. And here is Weir now. Plays it into the penalty area, looking for Tresoldi. It's a good clearance. Labe, I mean, he had time to bring that down, really, and he's headed it, and it's fallen now for Souza, and now Williams swings it in, and Weir's there at the far post. That's a really good claim, though, from Phillips. He watched it very, very well there, to be fair. And now Damien Rawdon picks it up. He's on a yellow card, incidentally, so that might be something that we have to just keep an eye on, because the last thing we need is a red card. Here's Montano into Levitt. Just holding on to possession, finds Brad Gunn. Good control. And again, he was under pressure immediately. And he did well just to knock the pass back into Stankovic. Morrison into Brad Gunn, who does have a bit of space to turn this time. Plays the pass. Santa Maria is there. And Santa Maria has scored. Has he managed to stay onside? Incidentally, he's had about 3 or 4 this season where he's not been able to stay onside. And it's happened again. His luck really isn't in at the moment. But he seems to finish quite regularly when he's offside, which is annoying. Stankovic couldn't win the header, and it's hit a hand, and it's a penalty kick. Obviously bundling about a little bit within the penalty area, all of the players there, and it's ended up being a penalty. We've got an opportunity to extend our lead. Santa Maria. Big opportunity for him here from the spot, and he converts the penalty. And again, penalty-wise, he's not got a bad track record, to be honest, but just needs to get that rhythm going. And it's a very good penalty, to be fair. He slotted it home quite nicely into that bottom corner. And we have a 2-goal advantage now here in this semi-final. And there's a couple of players struggling for fitness. So we are just going to make some changes. Damien Rawdon's going to come off for Bulai, and we'll switch him and Stankovic around as well. And Morrison is going to come off from that holding midfield role. And Chiku Gueye is going to come on in there as well. Chiku Gueye has played further forward a lot of the time, but we'll just bring him on in there for the time being. Brad Gunn's struggling slightly as well, so we'll get Hector Vazquez on for him. Hector Vazquez now up to 1 star of ability in that role, so because he's playing often enough in there, he is learning it reasonably quickly, and hopefully he will develop into a very good shadow striker for us. Obviously, we know he's got the quality to be a centre forward, but it does mean we can partner him and the likes of Santa Maria or Graf going forward. Here is Bulai. Back into Phillips, and now Stankovic again. Just holding on to it into Levitt. Plays it into Vazquez. That's a nice little pass, and Labe is in. And that is so... Oh, well. It says it was saved by the keeper there because he picked it up. I thought it had gone in the end, but he hit both posts from that strike, inside of left and right post. Very, very unlucky. Labe and Montano are going to take off now as well. They're the next 2 players that are struggling fitness-wise. So we'll get Graf and Diamandi on out wide. Graf, again, he's not particularly a normal right winger. He prefers to be in that more attacking role, but it doesn't really matter for today, I don't think, unless... Can Gueye play out there? He kind of can. We'll get Dior on, in fact, and put Gueye on the right-hand side and see how he gets on out there. But with 20 minutes to go, we're looking pretty good. And again, we're developing these players. They are all young enough to adapt to different positions, and it certainly looks like we're getting into a bit of a rhythm, especially with this setup, which I'm a bit surprised at because this system is very unorthodox. Celtic have just scored in the 90th minute to win their league game, I think, against Livingston. Here's Stankovic looking over the top. Vargas chasing it down, and Vargas has got there, finding Santa Maria, and again it's off target. But I think he was actually offside anyway. And now here's Vazquez. Just laying it back to Phillips. Highlight after highlight here. I mean, we're still keeping the pressure on Aberdeen. Here's Bulai into Gueye, now Welsh. I mean, we're very much in control. Aberdeen are not going to come back, and we're going to be heading into the Viaplay Cup final by the looks of things. Stankovic into Vargas. Again, finding plenty of space there. Finding Diamande and Sosa with the tackle, but only as far as Levitt. And there is the third. And Dylan Levitt's had a fantastic game today. And we can be very, very proud of this performance. This has been excellent. And obviously the confidence will be through the roof after us beating Celtic last time out as well. So consecutive wins against Celtic and Aberdeen, two sides that we do tend to struggle against. It's showing very, very good signs going forward. And that is an excellent win to get ourselves into the final and the full chance to defend our cup that we won last year, of course. And that's certainly going to be in the next episode, I would have thought. 90th minute and the 93rd minute, Celtic winning comfortably in the end. We still have a game in hand, which if we win that, we're only going to be 2 points behind them. Obviously, they've dropped points in a few games, so it is going to be very, very tight in the league, providing things can keep up the way they are. There's not actually been a consecutive winner since 21-22 and 22-23 when Celtic won it twice in a row. There's not been a consecutive winner. So we do have an opportunity here to potentially end that little run as well, which would be nice, wouldn't it? And going forward, I think we're showing some very good signs now. Now that we're getting into this system a bit more, we're finding ourselves a little bit more comfortable, and we're gradually getting into the swing of things. Obviously, time will tell, and I'm not expecting too much in the next match. We're away at Inter. Bear with me, and we'll come back for that one in what could be a little bit of a hiding, but we'll see how it goes. Okay then, guys, here we go. We're away against Inter Milan at the San Siro. Again, I'm not expecting a lot from this game. If we can be somewhat competitive, I will be more than pleased, to be honest. Um, Vasquez is going to continue to play in that shadow striker role. I'm quite enjoying having him in there. We're going to start Srettengraf up front as well, just ahead of him. But, I mean, Vasquez is now a 3-star current ability shadow striker. He really has jumped into that role very, very well. Obviously, we want Luke Messam and Zwain to develop on that left-hand side of midfield as well. But at the moment, they're not getting enough game time, really. And Zwain is gradually getting there, but obviously he's not playing a lot of football. So it is proving to be quite a frustrating time for him at the moment. But looking at the team, it's probably as strong as we can go. Diamande does want to start more football at the moment. He's not really getting that consistent game time, which is a bit of a strange one, really. Dylan Levitt seems to have really picked up on his form as well. So what we'll do is drop Diamande in there. And then we've got Gueye and Dior playing in those deeper roles. And hopefully that'll work out reasonably well. But let's see how we get on. I mean, obviously today is probably a bad day to experiment with any of these kind of things. I mean, you look at that team, it's stacked with very expensive talent. I mean, defensively, they're very strong with likes of Baidu and Bastoni at centre back, DeMarco at left back, Avdelahu, Rudy Baji, Cody Gakpo, Lautaro Martinez is still there as well, and it's a very strong bench. If we somehow get anything from this, it will be remarkable. I think we do play very good football, and I think we proved a lot of people wrong recently with various results. Obviously, beating Monaco, beating Celtic, and then that good result against Aberdeen that we've just seen as well. Confidence is high. Let's see how we get on. Inter Milan immediately with an opportunity there, though, and obviously they are dominating possession. 77% in these opening 10 minutes or so. It's just dropped right down. We must have managed to finally get hold of the ball. And here is Nubel just playing it into Baidu. Abdullahu into Asnu, who, of course, we know from a loan spell that we had him here for. Diamande and Graf just couldn't quite get past Bastoni. Very solid defending from him, but there was very much potential there for gaining a foul, and that would have been quite a dangerous position from our point of view. Here's Cody Gakpo into Rooney Bargi coming down this right hand side. We do well to snuff it out slightly, but the ball is played in, and there is Lautaro Martinez, and Inter Milan take a deserved lead. And similar thing happened against Manchester City. We held on reasonably well in the first half. They got an early goal, held on reasonably well. They scored a second goal late in the first half as well, Manchester City. And then in the second half. They had a 10-minute spell and scored 3 goals. So here is Labe with an opportunity, and he's got to hit the target there. That was a big, big chance from our point of view. And obviously, with that win that we got against Monaco, we are at least not bottom of this whole league phase. If we can somehow find a way of getting into that top 24 and even just qualifying for a playoff, it would be lovely. It really would. But I don't think we're going to have the quality, unfortunately, especially with the games that we've got to play. DeMarco with a strike, and it's just over the bar. Inter Milan, very much the dominant force here. And at half-time, it's only 1-0. We'll tell the lads that we want a better display, because we do. It's very much out of our control this at the moment. We're going to offer some encouragement as well. And Vazquez loses out to DeMarco, and now Vignato into Rooney Bargi. And we just can't keep the ball. And there's some poor performances out there as well. Martinez, what a save from Phillips. I mean, Morrison's on a 6.1 at the moment. Vazquez on a yellow card as well. We've got to be very, very careful. Gakpo with the delivery, and good punch clear from the keeper Phillips again. And Graf picks it up now and just lays it into Montano. He needs to make the run forward, Graf, instead of watching what Montano's doing, really. But we're just, I mean, we're holding on to this 1-0 deficit. That's how much of a strange situation it is. Abdullahu into Rooney Bargi. What a goal that is. There's not a lot you can do about that, is there? It's a lovely strike from Rooney Bargi. And it's 2-0 now to Inter Milan. I did say to you guys, didn't I? I did fear that we could get a bit of a hiding today. We're just going to pause there for a minute. I mean, Morrison's on a 6.1. Stankovic is going to come on for him. He's had a very poor game today, Liam Morrison. And, I mean, to be fair, most of the guys have anyway, but we're just not getting the ball. VC Swain's going to come on for Montano. I don't think there's really much point in us keeping the big boys on the pitch today, to be honest. We'll get Brad Gunn on as well. I think it's just going to be a case of resting some of the key players now, ready for the next league game, because I very much doubt that we're going to get back into it. That is for sure. We'll even get Dean Martin on for Stretton Graf. Yes, I'm admitting defeat, but it's Inter Milan. It's away from home. We're Hibernian. I'm very much realistic in circumstances like this. We're not going to get back into it. We may as well rest the guys for the Scottish Premier League games that are coming up, because we're having games every 2 to 3 days. Rooney Bargi there, just getting his second of the game, and Inter's third. And the Celtic are 2-0 up at home to AC Milan. I just noticed there. What a result that could be at Celtic Park. Rawdon here, into Gueye, Swain, into Gunn. Gunn loses out to Avdelahu. Now Vignato, into Gakpo, into Vignato, into Rooney Bargi. It's a good block, Avdelahu, and it's ended up going in off Cody Gakpo. It's now 4-0, and this is exactly what happened against Manchester City. I know we've made a lot of changes just now, but yeah, we're just not capable of dealing with teams of this quality. We've still got to play the likes of Arsenal as well. Gunn into Johnston. Can he beat DeMarco to it? Yes, he can. Can he get the ball in? No, he can't. Finds Dior into Diamande. It's a decent strike. Nubel making a reasonable save. But we didn't really worry them too much. Dior and Gueye struggling for fitness, likewise Rawdon. Diamande with a delivery toward that far post, and it's comfortably cleared. And there's no pressure on the ball either. We'll offer a little bit of encouragement, but there's not really a lot we can do here. And Stankovic into Gueye, and now Diamande. He just strikes it from distance. Another reasonable effort, and Nubel with a comfortable save again to knock it out for a corner. And Diamande to take said corner, whips it in toward that far post, and it's easily cleared again. And we're not even challenging for these headers, which is a bit of an annoyance, to be honest. And now Asnu with the throw. Vignato into Rooney Bargi, and now Profeta, and it's another good save from Phillips. He's conceded 4 goals today, and yet he's rating a 7.3. He has had a very, very good game for us today. You know what? I mean, what have we got to lose? Well, as soon as this is done, Vignato into DeMarco, into Baidu, crosses it in, and a free kick has been given for offside. We're going to go very attacking. What have we got to lose in these last 10 minutes or so? we'll berate the team as well because it's been a shocking performance. We've not really looked at it at all today. Yes, I know Inter Milan are a much better team, but you know, we've not really shown an awful lot. Diamande, arguably, with a couple of attempts at goal, has been our best outfield player today, and he only rates a 6.5. So, it just shows how poor we've been. Here is Gueye into Rawdon, and now Dior. Chance to play it forward, plays it to the left-hand side for Zwain. Opportunity to get the ball into the penalty area. He gets to cross it. It's a good delivery, and Brad Gunn is there, and Brad Gunn has scored. Well, I hope it gets given. I mean, it means nothing in the context, but it's a good moment for Brad Gunn if that goal stands, and it does. So a really good moment for the homegrown at club player Brad Gunn. Swain with a lovely delivery, incidentally, and Brad Gunn with a very good header, and Newell couldn't get to it. Obviously, the match is already done, but that is a very nice moment from our point of view, and we can be very pleased that we managed to get a goal from the game in the end. But goal difference wise, we're shot, to be honest. Um, also, I mean, I don't like what I saw from the team because we didn't do anything. Um, but as you can see, we're right down in the pecking order. We're really, really struggling. I don't know if we'll make it into that top 24. We need a couple of good results. Slavia Prague is the most realistic game that we could win, and that's the last one. So, you know, we'll just see how it goes. But again, a very heavy defeat against one of the big boys. Hopefully, it won't dent our confidence too much after the run of games that we've just had. Going forward, we've got the cup final against Kilmarnock and that game against Slavia Prague. Two big games there. We'll probably come back for both of those. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.